Everybody, Sheila here with my dear friend, Reverend Meddy Jacques. And we're excited to talk to you today because we want to talk to you about our second annual Firewalk. Right, Meddy?
Indeed.
All right. So I'm just going to tell you when it's going to be. It's going to be Saturday, May 7th, and it's coming up very quickly. And it's going to be in North Rose, New York, which is outside of Walcott, all right, or Sodus area. So, Meddy, tell us a little bit more about the Firewalk. Why do you like to do the Firewalks?
Well, to me, if you think about all of the modalities that we employ in our life, things that we want to do, if you could just encapsulate all of that into a 6-hour time period to change your life, wouldn't you do it? And to me, there's many opportunities to change your life every day, but this one day will stay with you and you'll meet people, have stories, things change in little tiny incremental abilities and absolutely huge, profound ways that you never expect from just, walking on fire.
Oh yeah, you're right. When I did mine last year, and it took me 3 years to get to that point, which you and I both know that. I finally did it last year, and I was just so excited and so amazed. And it was so profound and life-changing, is because I was so much in fear of doing it, and it was the easiest thing. I faced my fears, and I walked on fire.
You walked on fire,
and I did a whole bunch of other prep work, as you know. So tell us a little bit about that prep work.
The prep work, the workshop, we will do a few different things this time, but include some of the things that we did in our last workshop for those that are repeating. But the workshop itself is using breakthrough experiences, things that are possible to do, but our mind says, oh no, I can't do it. That's going to hurt me. That's something in our mind says, I can't do it. And when we learn that we can push through any obstacle that's in front of us, if we can surmount those fears and listen to our inner voice, what is it telling us? And learn that that's what it's telling us in everyday life. And then we go, voice, shh. There's one of the Pixar movies that I love, Luca, and it says Silenzio Bruno. So when that little voice starts talking to you and you don't want to hear or listen, your fears are too loud, just Silenzio Bruno. So that's my new phrase for everyone. Just quiet them. Think about what you're doing and what you want. Do you want to push through?
I love that. And I got to ask you something. What happens if you don't want to walk on the coals? Can that be done? Can we just go to the workshop and
you can come there and not actually do any of the activities? You can just be there to support someone else. But I will tell you, most times, and I will say for me, 100% of the time, there are people who come and say, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be doing this. I'm not walking on the fire. And when it comes time, I watch them take their shoes off just as fast as everyone else. Exactly. Because once you're in that group with everyone is there to expose their vulnerabilities, to show themselves that they are stronger than they ever give themselves credit. And when you're in that group, you realize, yeah, I want to do this too. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. There's no pressure. We just ask that everyone that's there support each and every one during the group.
Right. Thank you. And, I know it's an opportune time because this is offered a lot of famous speakers out there that does Firewalks for astronomical money, a lot of money. And yes. I truly believe it's pretty reasonable, so it's $222 for 6 hours or more of finding your magnificence and standing in your fear, letting it go. You can face anything, which I absolutely love. So Meddy, how long have you been doing Firewalks and how did you get started?
I've been walking on fire almost 20 years now. And for me, the idea of walking on fire just became another metaphor for myself. I was told many years ago, when I was 28 years old, that I'd be in a wheelchair by 35. Um, I'm a little past 35 by like almost 2 decades. So the idea that we can be diagnosed with a dis-ease or disorder, and we can choose to reorder our life. It doesn't mean that if you have complications of whatever is going on in your life, there's no blame or shame from that. But imagine if you create your own reality and say, no, I decide something else. That's what I've done for myself. Yeah, I still have bad days, but for me, walking on fire was that metaphor that if I can do this, I can do anything else I set my mind to. It might take effort. It might take a lot more effort than walking on fire, but that's the whole wonder of it. You can keep in your mind, once you do it, you only have to walk it once and say, I've walked on burning coals. They're only anywhere between 600 and 1200 degrees, not a big deal. But that's the whole thing. We've told ourselves so many stories that fire burns. And yes, it can. We have to respect the fire. It cooks our food. It can burn our house down. We have to respect it. But if we can walk across those coals, and I tell people, when you're ready, step on. And when you make that first step, you realize, I'm just going to keep going and I'm going to get to the other side. And you realize that was easy.
Oh, yeah.
It's the old button, what was it, Staples? That was easy. Just enjoy
It
the
was.
journey.
It was awesome. I absolutely loved it. I loved it. So real quickly here, what can you tell us, what time do we need to be there, and kind of like what the agenda would be, how it's going to look?
Right. So what we ask for people, once you register, registration is one process that gives us the information and contact information. Once you register, then you go to the payment part. That's number two. For those that are getting scholarships, they're just accepting scholarships without the payment part. And yes, you can pay for someone else, whether known or unknown, to give them a scholarship so that they can also be a part of this process. But we ask that people arrive at 2:30, between 2:30 2:45, so we can really start at 3 o'clock. So that way we're not missing out on anything or trying to gather people at 3 o'clock, because there's a lot to do and a lot to cover. But the day goes so quickly. Again, it's $222. I have the same teachers as Tony Robbins. So you're getting the same experience that Oprah did, but probably much more significant for you than being at a Tony Robbins, where you're spending thousands of dollars and being with thousands of other people. This is going to be a much more intimate, much more profound ability to connect, to listen, to process all of the things that we go through and what we do. And it's in a beautiful location, like you said, just outside of the Woolkit area in North Rose. So yeah, come there, park along, and we'll give you all of those details after registration.
I am so excited. I'm so excited. So we really would love to have you join us. You can actually register by going to my website, SheilaTillich.com, and go to the events. Right underneath there is Firewalk. Just hit that, and then everything will open up, and you can just follow the actual dots and register and be with us on Saturday, May 7th. It's only like 3 weeks away. So Meddy, I am so glad you came, and I love being with you, dear sister, and I just can't wait until the 7th. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be
easy
awesome.
as 1, 2, 3, and we will do it all together.
Right. Thank you, everybody, and hopefully we'll see you there. Bye-bye now.